Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, in this episode of the Magic Bringers Rising show, we are talking all about what's the energy influence of this week and how it is all leading up to the big shift with Uranus next week. And of course, we're going to cover our weekly lesson and topic. This week it's all about grounding and the specific messages and guidance that the guides want to bring forward about that for this week. Also, you can stay open, follow your guidance, and stay rooted in your unique divine connection. Welcome to Magic Bringers Rising Chats, a show by Super Secret Powers. I'm your host, Lindsay Baldessano, and let's get ready for a dose of energy healing, channeled guidance, and humor to keep your intuitive flow open and your roots grounded so you can lead the life of healing, spiritual purpose, and magic that you want. To lead the life that you want and to keep you in a place where you are growing in your own power, your own energy, and your own abilities. Because that is our most unique self and the self that our guides always want us to bring forward in this world. So, what's going on with the universe? It has been one heck of a year, I will say that. Um, Lots of readjustment, lots of realignment has happened for a lot of like on the personal level. Well, hell yeah. On the world level, holy crap, I'm tired of living out historical events. And of course, because astrology isn't something that just stops, oh, we have a big energy period, and then all of a sudden, like we have nothing. No, that's not exactly how it goes. So the world keeps turning, and the cosmic center keeps turning. And so we are always being introduced to different influences and different energies to work and play with in our lives. And this week we have some Saturn and some Taurus energy. And it's going to be very different from the energy we were experiencing during Lionsgate for the last couple weeks. And I know definitely here in Pennsylvania, so the Northern Hemisphere, fall is definitely starting to creep in. And if you haven't felt the shift and if you haven't noticed the difference in the quality of light and just the whole feel of it, this is the week to really take the time to do that. Um, so it's lots of earth energy this week. Um, with Saturn though, the guides are like, don't get too caught up in workhorse mode. So don't get caught up in that space where you're like, oh my God, I gotta get it done before the kids go back to school. I gotta get it done before, the new project starts because now all the new fall contracts and whatnot will be coming due. And the projects that are due for the last fiscal quarter and all that kind of stuff. Like, don't feel that rush or that push yet. And this is all gearing up towards something even bigger. Um, because we still have the second eclipse season of the year coming up, and that starts in October. So use this week just for what it is, and don't get too bogged down, and go with what feels good to your body to get done this week. It is a very good rest and reset period. Because when Uranus starts to stir things up next week, we might not get the chance. We might not get the chance to really sink into our own sense of well being because things are going to get stirred up. And so make that a priority this week, really experiencing that sense of well being through a different experience of grounding or a deeper experience of grounding. Now, so you can't know things before you know them and before they're ready to come forward. But there's going to be some surprises next week. Uranus, Uranus, god of lightning. Thank you. Thank you, not thank you. But it's going to be in Taurus, which means it's not going to be quite so wham bam, thank you, ma'am, kind of change energy. But do you expect a lot of shifting and a lot of realignment and a lot of reprioritizing around home, career, and finances? Because that's the foundation from which Taurus gets that well-known archetype for being that comfy space of luxuriousness. And what do we do to bring comfort more into our lives? Well, that always starts with a solid foundation. So it's going to come up for review. It's going to come up for review. All right. But we've been experiencing this stuff since 2018, right? Because that's when Uranus shifted into Taurus. And we have 4 more years of this kind of deep level alignment stuff that's going to happen for us. We have 4 more years to really make sure that we have a solid foundation that's going to be sustainable for us and get us where we want to go for the next phase of life. So, my question to you is, coming all the way back here to this week, let me know in the comments. What kind of Taurusy, comforty things are calling you this week? And what are those solid life foundations that definitely need some review? Let me know in the comments and we will chat about it. So now on to the lesson of the week, or the message of the week. It's really more of a message. So it is all about grounding. And first I was like, oh, I know all about grounding, da 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 da, and, getting all up in my head. And my guys are like, whoa, slow your roll here, lady. Because I get on a rant where I'm like, grounding isn't only ever just about sticking your feet in the dirt and blissing out or letting your mind wander or having that space to just relax. To me, like that's like the first step to any essential practice, any kind of little energy tweaks you want to do to yourself. Just on a daily given basis kind of stuff. It's that relaxation that we associate grounding with and being calm and being peaceful. But that's not all grounding is. And I can go on and on and on about this like forever. One of the things, though, that I am called to point out is just how different grounding can feel. Oh, my dog is up to shenanigans. I don't know what he was just rooting around for. Anyway, but all of these kind of essential practices, grounding, centering, source tapping, all of these things we do in which to keep our energy clean and flowing and healthy as intuitives, all of these things are really done on an energetic level. So it isn't really just about sticking your feet in the dirt. It's about experiencing the release that comes when we finally start to feel into the experience of being grounded. And that release doesn't have to be something peaceful. It doesn't have to be something that's ultimately calming. It can feel lots of different ways. It depends on what we are releasing. So really pay attention with your clairs and your intuition, and if you can feel or experience your sense of energy as it moves in your body, Like, feel into what's happening and get a little curious about what's moving and why, and what that could be leaving space for, especially in these coming 2 weeks when we're then recouping and resetting with the Uranus energies. And I feel some light language wanting to come through right now in regards to this grounding and in regards to feeling your own sense of safety and vitality and well being in these times of direct, let's say, realignment. But before we get into the light language portion of this, I do want to say that if you are not a meditator, like you have problems meditating, you have problems sinking into your inner experience and really being able to effectively navigate those inner realms, you might want to look at my Discover Your Authentic Meditation workshop, which really explains how to build an authentic meditation practice for yourself based on your clairs, based on how your energy is already working, based on really like your own unique expression of intuitive connection, because that is, where our authentic divine soul self really begins to come into our lives. So you might want to check out that workshop. It's only $20 at the moment, 19.95, something like that. And I will put the link for that in the show description so you can access that. So now we are going to transition into the light language portion. Just going to take a moment here to just get nice and deeply rooted here. Take a couple deep breaths. And just allow the energy of the day and the busyness of the day to fall away. And give yourself this sacred space and moment to really just be and listen and feel. Musetikinak to yoto, yotimasiyak to yoto, sasiyak to yoto, yokto, yokto, mayokto, yokto, mayokto, mayokto, yokto, kai, chikaya, tashakaya, yointo, mushakaya, tokoyopo. Hey, you are more than enough. You are more than enough. You are exactly where you need to be in time, space, body, dimension, direction, to meet the alignment shifts that are coming for you. For these are things we have been leading you toward for a very long time. They have been part of your pattern all along. Hayato, Yokota, Yato, Musaraya, Taya, Musaraya, Musayotaya, Kodyotai, Midainyo, Midainyo, Toko, 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 Sayotoko, Yaya, Sayotayoko, Yaya, Yaya, Yaya. Ground, root deeply. Breathe deeply. Allow the nourishment that is available from the life field of your planet and its core to support you. Allow life to support you. Allow yourself to know your place in your energy matrix and grids, and how well this serves a purpose. You serve a purpose. You also receive all the support you need simply by asking, simply by wanting, by being in authentic awareness of what you actually desire. Let that come forward and set tone and set pace and set intention, deep rooted intention, deep rooted desire to build something new, something stable, something unshakable for now, for 6 months from now, for a period of change that will come over the next year and a half. Setting this tone now, and be curious, in love with the things that can come, the windows of opportunity that are opening. Be curious. How could things be otherwise? How can things be different than they are now? Follow that curiosity. And we will hold this energy for you to tap into for when you do see this video. Thank you for participating in your own healing and awakening. So, shake out a bit after that. So, that about wraps up this show. And I am so glad that we got to spend this time together. And I will see you next week for the next week's Magic Bringers Rising show. But if you want more support, if you want to stay in this kind of container where we're talking all about inspiration for your intuitive empowerment, development, and, really coming home to this authentic place of soul and sense of you, then I invite you to join the Magic Bringers Rising group on Facebook. It's free. But in there, you'll also find info on special rates for members for any session work that you might want to do or need. And of course, all the content you could ever want for helping you stay in flow with you. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channels, Your Super Secret Powers, and follow, share these videos, because you never know who it's going to help or who this message is meant to be for. And blessings to you all.